There we go. All right, let's get into it. Excuse me. With some great help from a few people in my chat yesterday, I was able to get some progress on compiling, excuse me, a native binary that can read SVG, or pardon me, read Clojure and compile it to SVG and stuff like that. And I'm testing it out and trying to get things working now. It compiles just fine. So I have this native image here, this SVG CLJ program. I'm inputting a drawing file and outputting SVG. So if I go to, actually, let me just do this. I'm gonna briefly open up an SVG in here. It should display. Yeah, so that is generated from this program here. If I run it again, it generates new random rectangles. So it's working when it outputs SVG, but it doesn't work, unfortunately, when I try to run PNG. So the reason for that is related to reflection issues in the rasterizing library I'm using, Batik. And so today what I'm trying to do is I've forked it, the library, and I'm trying to add type hints to eliminate all the reflection warnings. And we'll see how it goes, because it might go well and it might not, I don't know, but this is probably important to learn anyway, so gonna be fun. All right, so if I do this, just get rid of that. So I've got the Batik library has only one namespace, and it's the rasterize namespace. And this is my approach basically. I'm using this here, and I just do this load file. Oh, I set warn on reflection on, so when I load the file, the Clojure compiler and the REPL will print out all of the reflection warnings, and I'm just gonna basically go through the list and try solve them one at a time. That's the whole idea. And we'll just kind of take it one bit at a time. The thing about this is I don't know what I'm doing. So solving reflection things is new for me, so I'll have to kind of figure things out as I go, but that should be okay. By the way, I see a few people who followed while I was offline. Just thanks for that. I appreciate it. I don't expect you to see this now, but if you happen to watch a VOD or something like that, just I appreciate the follow. It's really nice. So thanks for that. Right. So just as a note, what's happening here? I modified my deps file for my SVG library temporarily to use the local copy of the Batik library. So when I change reflections and then recompile the native image here, then in theory, it compiles again with the new with the reflection warnings eliminated. So that's the workflow I'm trying out here. We'll see if it works. Okay, so reference to field create renderer cannot be resolved. I don't even know where to begin on that one. Let's see here. Reference to field create renderer can't be resolved. Well, let's well, this works, right? Oops. Call to method set rendering hints can't be resolved. Target class is unknown. Looks like probably I have the same warnings on these ones as well, right? Yeah, okay. So if I solve it in one of these transcoders, I can solve it in the other ones. So that is a step in the right direction. Let's see here. Oh, man. So it just is completely unable to resolve the class name create renderer. Why? Why? Oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong spots here. That's not an issue. Well, there's two things I have to solve. Let's start with one. And the one I think I could figure out sooner is this second one. So let's start there. So call to method set rendering hints cannot be resolved. The target class is unknown. So I had a similar thing that I basically solved. There was an issue in this line here where you were running .add on an unknown class. So you could type hint the inputs to this particular function, and all I had to do was figure out what to hint it with. And I did that through a bit of trial and error. But I got there with that. So using the same kind of idea, I suppose I can figure it out, hopefully. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's do type and run the function high quality PNG transcoder. Okay, so that's the renderer. Set rendering hints can't be resolved. The target class is unknown. Renderer. I mean, I suppose I have no idea if this is right, but let's give it a shot. This doesn't make sense to me, but I have nothing I have no idea what else to do at the moment, so let's try it. With the little, oops, hat, paste. Did it work? What did I do? Did the wrong thing. Did the wrong thing. I don't think this is right. Oh, I'm also doing it in the wrong function here. Let's see what happens when I try to evaluate this. No, that's not. Okay, didn't take. Am I hinting it in the right spot? I don't know. I also don't know if this is even the right thing to put here. I'm just trialing and erroring things at the moment. That's the truth of it. Right, so there's this new issue here, right? So that's clearly not the right thing to put there. Call to method set rendering hints. Yeah, that's fine. Are there other... Oh, maybe I could... Maybe this makes more sense to try this. High quality PNG transcoder. No. Okay, so... Hey, Bork Dude, how's it going? I hope you're doing well today. So, bit of context here, just in case. What's up here? Yeah, I'll, so I forked the Batik library, and I changed my SVG depths to look at the local copy I have. So if I make changes to the local copy here, I can just test it by running a BB native image here in the terminal. And the idea is to just kind of go back and forth. But excuse me. I'm also trying to figure out how to properly do type hinting and stuff like that. So if I do this, if I just run load file on this, then I get, because I set reflection or set warnings on reflection, I get all of the reflection warnings that presumably it's the same list that you put in the GitHub issue. So I'm just trying to work my way through the list and figure out how this stuff works. As you might be able to tell, I don't totally know what I'm doing. Like this here, for example, doesn't solve the problem, right? So I'm just kind of learning as I go. But my hope is solve all the reflection warnings, save the library, run the native image, and then things work. But who knows? Maybe something goes wrong. But that's the goal for the day. I think that's pretty reasonable. I managed to, I think, successfully do at least one thing. What you could do is call this library using your code and add println.get class X in the code. Ooh. Yeah. To discover what class is used. That's a good idea. Let me just familiarize myself here. Get class I want to see how this works in, so this is the Batik REPL, so I have to go into my SVG code in a minute, but let's try high quality PNG. Okay, yeah, so wait a second, what? Sorry, I have to undo something here. Oh, never mind. I'm confusing myself for no reason here. All right, let's see if I can use your suggestion here. I'm trying to think where I need to where I would need to add that, and it's in the rendering stuff, right? It's in this PNG stuff here. So just trying to what's the right way to do this? First off, let's do this. Luckily I have another REPL already open here. Uh-oh. Well, I might have messed something up here. Let's see. Let's just get rid of this. This is garbage. Since that's generated by Clojure's proxy. Right, so if I were to proxy is creating a subclass of an abstract class. Okay. So this portion here, right, so there's, this is all proxy stuff here. I have no idea if this would actually do it, but something like this would presumably make a little more sense, right? It's the class would be transcoder image PNG. I'm not sure that would be right either, but yeah, without the $sign stuff. All right, let's give that a quick try before I. Sorry if I might be a little all over the place. When I don't know exactly what to do, I sometimes ping around and try to figure things out. So if I'm a little all over the place, I hope I hope you're okay with that. All right, let's see. Without the $sign stuff here, no idea if this would make any sense. No problem at all. So where is the first reflection warning happening? Let me run that again and just have a look here. So yeah, so no such method with that. There we go. Hey, Doptimist. Should add a type hint for the renderer in the let. Yeah, that is actually what would make more sense. Instead of putting it here, you put it here, right? This isn't the right type hint anyway. And to answer your question, Bork Dude, let's try, let's save this. So the only type hint I've added that did eliminate, here, let me, the first thing I did was this. So that's gone. Let's save that. We'll load the file so we get all of the reflection warnings. Okay, so this first one here, call to method add can't be resolved. Target class is unknown. If I click this, it brings me to line 12. It's inside here. This is what's the target class is unknown. So presumably you have to hint the hints symbol here. And so what I managed to figure out through trial and error is that rendering hints here is the hint it needs. So save that. And then if I do load file again, that particular warning is gone. And so the next one in line here is right here. So that's what I'm working on now. Hi, Green Coder. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're not here because you can't sleep. I know the time zones are quite different between you and I, so it's either early or late. I can't remember, but welcome either way. All right, so let me clear this out a bit. Print line type renderer. Let's see. Have to wrap this. The reason I'm literally copying and pasting is because I forget the keyboard shortcut. Normally I edit in an org file and I have my own custom thing to send to the REPL, but I forget it. So if I do CC, I can eval, but I get, oh, I don't know. I've just confused myself. Oh, there we go. Getting the reflection warnings and stuff. Sorry, right, so here we are. I put the print in the wrong, geez, I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. It's got a good case of Friday brain, you know? Where I'm willing to do the work, but my brain's not playing ball. Jeez. All right, here we go. It's probably just an instance of the abstract class, though. You don't need the do and the let, do you not? Why do I think that you do? I'm willing to believe you. Use CLJ conduit will tell you that. Oh, now you're gonna now I'm being guilted, not guilted actually. Now I have to oops. I have another tool to learn. It's on the list. It's on the list. There are more things than I can learn in one go, you know? Unfortunately. All right, let's do this. Nope. Sorry. All right, there's that. And if I run it, yeah. Yeah, so ran the function and I've got this whole big object here. So there's the proxy stuff. This here, transcoder, PNG transcoder. See, this part of my issue is I don't know Java and I don't know what kind, like, I don't have any intuition built up about how to actually approach this, so just adding PNG transcoder. You think so? I mean, I'm willing to give that a shot. Let's see, is that the right spot to put it? On which line is the warning happening? 1 second. Let's see if there's any success here. No, it doesn't look like it solved it. Let's load the file again. Line 27, it's happening right up here. So didn't solve that particular issue. Oh, wait a minute, did it? No. Reference to field create renderer can't be resolved. 28. Which is this line actually. Call to method. Not sure this will solve that either, but I think earlier when it worked, you put metadata before a variable, not after. Oh, if you do it in the let, do you also have to do it before the binding call? Or the, like, do you have to put it here? That might just be my own ignorance. I mean, it's definitely my own ignorance. Okay, so that's not solving it, unfortunately. Oops, I cleared issues that would actually be useful to read. Yeah, see here, same problem. Perhaps navigate to the Java library and see what's there. Oh boy, that'll be a treat. I'll be honest, I don't know how to do that. Oh, on GitHub. Fair enough. All right, let's have a look then. Oh, would it be like this? Something like this? I'll head over in a minute. I'm just desperate to try easier things first. But you're probably wise. Class not found. Look up the class. The full class name is the package name plus the camel case thing. So foo.bar.baz. Right, so this is, it's kind of like this would be the library, and then these are the classes. So the entire class name is the combination of that? Yeah, okay, I only put the package name there. Gotcha. So theoretically, I don't need this, I don't need the package name there at all, right? I would, which I tried, it doesn't work, or I don't think it worked. So it would be like that if it were to be the correct. Oh, come on. What is it? I'm having a day. Oh, shoot. I undid the PNG transcoder. All right. Let me slow myself down a bit here. getting a little crazy. Can you look up this class using Google? Yep. Give me 1 second. I just wanted to double. This is purely for my own, so my brain follows what's going on. Right. So I get that this is the class. So here, call to method, blah blah blah, and it automatically knew from the imports here to add the full package name. Can't be resolved, no such method. Okay, so we're getting somewhere there. That's really good. Right. Give me 1 second here. Let's, might get a little crowded, but I can keep all my stuff on one screen. Would it be image transcoder? No. Extends image transcoder. Now look at what the create renderer thing is returning. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I've got to apologize in advance here. My knowledge of Java is limited, so. Right, so no create renderer in here. I'm confused too. Well, at least I'm not alone. Well, let's do myself one of these. Transcoder. Transcoder.create renderer. Maybe the problem is that create renderer is a protected function in the Java API. I'm not sure if a proxy is a subclass. Yeah, look into the source if it's on GitHub. Let's see here. Doptimus, why set rendering hints and not set transcoding hints? I have no clue. This library I didn't make. I'm just trying to learn how to solve some reflection issues. So this is a fork of someone else's library. And I like implementation details I cannot answer at this time anyway. What's the well, this is Maven, sorry that I don't like how this site looks. But that's a me problem, not a site problem. Is it the right method? Um, this here. I mean, it's a good question. Can change it. I mean, maybe I'm not sure that. Well, we'll just figure out. We'll just try stuff. Argument types unknown. I feel like without knowing exactly all the details, something about a protected class. Yeah, I do agree. I'm Bork dude. Changing the source if it already worked doesn't seem like it would actually make a lot of sense. But I'm just poking around, right? So set rendering hints is what it is there. Protected class might make some kind of sense. Development. Branches. It's in subversion. Oh. Yeah, it's oh, that's lovely subversion there. Okay. I mean, let's just start poking around, see what's up. Jeez. Holy crap. All right, what am I looking at here? The type should be image renderer. Oh boy, everyone's so much better at finding things than I am. All right, let's do this. GitHub.com. XML graphics. Type should be let's just naively do this for 1 second. Wait a second. Can you do does that make any sense to do it that way? I'm not sure that this is valid. Syntax? Oops. It's not valid. Yeah. I mean, so let's see. But you get the idea. Yes, thank you, by the way. I do appreciate it. This won't solve it either. I don't think I've properly imported the class, but yeah, no class, so I'd have to add that in. And Bork dude's got a new renderer factory, renderer create render. My head is spinning from all the like the depth that the folder structure has to go. It like I'm not complaining. I'm just confused. That's the truth of it. renderer, renderer factory. All right, so this is what Borkdude linked to me here. Let me get my chat window back here. Try org, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Just a blanket thanks everyone for the help statement. I might sprinkle those throughout. I want to know that I'm extremely grateful that people are engaged and trying to help out. That's really awesome. org.apache.batik.gvt. What would GVT stand for? I don't know what that means. Renderer dot renderer, like that. It's an interface I found. All right, let's have a look. Let's see what this says. Ooh. Okay. Call to method set rendering hints. Can't be resolved. No such method. Okay. Might not be the right one. Doesn't have the create renderer method. Protected. So there's a protected thing in image transcoder. Image renderer is probably better. Like this. Hey, that's the one. Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna try something. I don't know if this is right, but I want to check my understanding for a minute. If I wanted to make this a little cleaner here, what I'm thinking I can do, and I have no idea if it's right, is do this. Renderer, and then, so that's the package, and then the class I want to pull in is image renderer. Is that right? Like this? Okay, let's see if that makes any sense. That's correct. Oh, that's, yes. All right. It's a little bit of a win right there. I'll take it. All right, save that. All right, let me see what's up here. While I'm at this, let me do this. We're gonna type hint this here. Is it technically still called type hinting when you're just giving giving the class name? Is type hinting the right thing to say in that case? It is? Okay. Let's load file. All right. Yeah, so all of those, so this is good progress. Oh, window manager or tiling window managers goofing on me right now. Okay, so now we're at this thing here. Doptimist, I couldn't imagine one could be productive in Clojure without knowing even basics of Java. Well, here I am. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm self-taught, right? And before Clojure, I didn't do Java at all. I did a bit of Python mostly. And I just launched into learning Clojure right away. And a lot of the stuff I do does not interface with Java libraries. So I'm willing to admit that it's probably a blind spot that I need to start filling in the gaps. But honestly, I didn't actually need to know all that much about Java up until what you're seeing right now. So I feel pretty okay admitting that I don't know all that much about Java. Now, obviously, in a situation like this, it's very clear that I need to learn a little bit more. But you know what? I'll take one step at a time, right? I think that's fair. Good progress. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Basically the first time you're interfacing with Java. Yes, that is mostly true. I briefly attempted to do something with a Java JNI library, and then I was in over my head at the time. But I mean, how else am I going to get knowledge? I have to try these things out. So you know what? It's okay. I think it's fair not to know everything, and it's really nice to have people who do know what they're talking about in the chat. So I appreciate that quite a bit. Oh, I keep clearing out the issues I need to see here. Okay, so reference to field create renderer can't be resolved. So this here is the field, I guess. So fields and methods are different things, right? Like a field is a field kind of like just a single value inside of an object or something like that? I might be completely off base. I don't know. But let's see. How could I approach this? It's a basic mutable location in an object. Okay, that makes sense. So a field is just a value in an object. Method is a function. Yeah. See, method and function in my brain, that I managed to make that connection at least, but field didn't quite get it. So that's good. I don't know how to solve this reference to field create renderer can't be resolved. What, like, can I type hint the create renderer here with something and that? So create renderer. Uh, Reading the docs of proxy to understand what it does. Yes, that's probably a good call. All right, let's do that. We'll start with Clojure docs, and then we can head to the Clojure docs. See if there's any useful stuff with proxy here. A vector of class names there. Args, possibly empty. It is empty. Vector of arguments to the superclass constructor. F expands to code which creates an instance of a proxy class that implements the named class and interfaces by calling the supplied functions. A single class, if provided, must be first. If not provided, it defaults to object. The interface's names must be valid interface types. No access to protected members also means methods. Okay. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta get some water and go to the washroom. I won't be long. When I'm back, I might just, to keep a little bit of progress going, I might try to solve the method issues first and then loop back to the field stuff, but I'll see how I feel. But I'll be right back. All right. Oh, Green Coder, maybe you're already gone, but thanks for a little bit of help there, and have a good sleep. All right, so with this as a spot to get to, I have to wrap my head around proxy and all that stuff. But before I do, I'm gonna get some of the potentially easier things to solve. So let's, excuse me, add transcoding hint here. Okay, so I should be able to type hint a transcoder right here, and it looks like if I do JPEG, is that even close to correct? Let's see. Did I save this? I don't think I saved it. So this would be the line that would disappear if I solved it. It looks gone. 5291, 5293. Okay, there we go. Let's solve the next one then. Wait a second. Why don't I... Okay, so this, when it's an instance of a JPEG transcoder, then you add the hint and you know it's a JPEG. Um, Sorry, let me try to understand this a little bit. Oh. Let's see here. Green coder. Create image is the starting point. Then step 2 is write in the buffered image. Then step 3 would be to use write image. Transcoder output. Okay. Don't understand the need for the proxy? Well, I'm right there with you, green coder. For the time being, I'm keeping the scope of what I'm trying to do a little bit small. I'm just trying to get rid of reflection warnings. Understanding all of the details of the code is, for right now, not what I care about. And that's just because I want to see how I can get native image compiled by solving reflection warnings. Obviously, it's good to know the details of the things you're using, but I'm running a stream. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I can't do it all in one sitting, so I feel like that's reasonable. Okay, so let's see here. Good plan. I feel like it's pretty reasonable. The other thing too is, so I am streaming, right? Like, I love doing it, but it's a weird balance, right? There's some programming things that look like this, basically. Just sitting here thinking silently. And those kinds of tasks I find to be a little bit boring to stream, right? So, as much as possible, I like to be doing stuff that I can understand and explain and kind of do in little bits. So, there's stuff like understanding implementation details that I feel way more comfortable doing off stream. Just for, you know how if you're at an office and you're working and then someone comes up and you know they're behind your shoulder and they're just looking at you? You know how that kind of changes how you feel? Same kind of thing. If I'm trying to really understand a thing, it's better to do it in a more individual capacity. All right. So the thing here, right? So the transcoder gets a different class based on the case, right? So it actually uses the type here to get a different thing. So what I'm wondering is how I can't type hint it in the let statement, right? Because the type changes. Not transcoder, not with when instance JPEG. Doptimist, there are at least 3 people looking over my shoulder now. I know. So you do have to build a bit of thick skin about that kind of stuff from time to time. Nah, it's all good. I mean, I've got a group of people really helping me out here. 3 shoulders? I got 2 strong shoulders. That'll be good enough for now. We got one here, and someone looking right over my head. There's no hair to get in the way. What's probably the case is that the transcoder is some type, and it's sometimes one subclass or another subclass. Okay, so maybe I'm using the word type incorrectly here, but They have one abstract superclass. Yeah, they're all. I would guess. Am I even in the right spot anymore? Transcoder, something like abstract transcoder, and then that. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, some class there, whatever it is. Yeah, dot transcoder. Yeah. Line 93. Let me find my place here. This one. Add transcoder. Just checking if it's Batic transcoder. If I add that, it seems to be an SVG abstract encoder. This here. Yeah, actually that makes sense. Oops. Sorry guys, pressing the wrong buttons here. Before I add that into there, let's see if Borkdude's suggestion will work. Ugh, my brain. Where's my brain today? 93. Let's give that a shot. Here. Okay, let's have a look. The line 93 issue is eliminated. Thank you for that. All right. Field references, we'll get those in a bit. Call to method transcode. Oh, another transcoder issue. I suppose with open byte array transcoder input output dot transcode. Will that fix that? Let's see. Yep. You can move the type hint up. Oh, into the, oh yeah, of course. Right. I could type hint in the let statement, right? Like this. Yeah. Good call, thank you. Man. Okay. Let's just run this. CTOR can't be resolved. Fields. Constructor. I was running through it in my head. I've run into it. I knew what it was and I had forgotten. Constructor. Okay. The constructor can't be resolved. Is it something like this? Type hint the SVG document. Oh, okay. And that would be, oh my goodness. Oh, I see. It doesn't, okay, thank you for that explanation. That makes some sense to me. Okay, so it doesn't know. Let's get back to this line here. The SVG document, okay. Let's see where the SVG document comes from. Render it, SVG document, and the file name. Okay, if I parse SVG string, what does that return? Create document. Return value of this. Yeah, so this. You could add a type hint on this function instead. Oh, let me just check, like, whatever the type is, can you hint like that? Would that actually follow through? Would that flow through properly? Add it before the args vector. Oh, yeah, of course. Right. That actually makes the most sense. SAX SVG document. Right, because this is the factory, it would potentially make that. Just double checking something here. So there's the document factory. All right, I'm seeing if I can learn a bit about this. This might not be anything fruitful, but I'm gonna poke around for a second. DOM. Oh my goodness. Okay. SVG document factory. Wait a second. Wouldn't I need to sorry, no. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get a bit of intuition about, you know, mapping concepts in this code to what the source might look like. Whether or not I'm right is another thing. Okay, here, SVG document maybe is what it actually is. What does it say for create document here? In the source. Oops. What class is this? I'm in the SAX SVG document factory.java. That's where I'm at the moment. The only reason I'm looking through here, this is just to try build a bit of intuition in my brain. That's all. So, because what I'm doing here, as per your potential suggestion, is I was type hinting this string with this, which might not be a class that exists. It was just a bit of a guess. So I was seeing if there was something in the source here that would actually be helpful, but I don't know. If I just load this, does anything change? Yeah, so there's no class name there. I mean, what if I just do SVG document? Let's just try that. Now that we're in the mood, now that I'm in the mood to guess. uh, I was expecting a create document method that takes the factory and a URI and then use the return type of that. Right, because of this here kind of thing. With open. Actually, only a URI. Right, so create document URI in Java. So I've got create SVG document, but there isn't. Let's see. It's possible. Sorry. There can be multiple. It's called overloading with different args, I mean. Okay, so public document, create document as an example. There it is. Thank you. Return doc. SVGOM document. Oh, wait. So did I read that wrong? Is this not it? Document? Okay. Type is declared at the beginning of the method. Oh, right. Just like, okay, so that, just like I was, same idea here. You type in the entire function by putting it before the arg declaration. Public document, create document. There we go. Don't need to read the implementation in Java. So I was. Thanks for tuning me into that. The whole reason I was thinking, I was going backwards, right? I was reading, okay, return doc, and I was trying to figure out what doc it would be itself, but doesn't matter. We've got document there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so the class name's not loaded, but I do believe I could fix that. Not sure if that's the right. Oh, okay. So this class is from something else, I'm guessing, right? It would be not from something like this. Where'd I go here? Let's just do this for a second. Let's see. Will that correctly load, or do I have to put it in the import? It didn't work. Oh, no, sorry, that's leftover issues from this. There we go. Okay. Progress of a kind. What was the problem before? I forget what. I have to get rid of that type hint to see that it actually worked. Why is my cut and paste not working? There we go. Okay. Without the hint, 98, 99, we get the CTOR, the constructor issues. Put it back. Oh, that didn't... Am I putting it in the right spot? Parse string. SVG document. Well, let me just do this for a second. We'll put it in the right spot later, but we'll start there. Let's look up the constructors. Clojure compiler doesn't take annotated return types into account. Oh, is that true, Doptimist? Okay, so I fixed line 98, and that did get... okay, so Doptimist is... perhaps SVG document is not a return value here. From the function. Yeah, no, that's... Oh, yeah. Right, I could... okay, let's get rid of this. Come on. And this arity calls... it calls itself with an empty map, so I should only have to put the type hint in the first. Oh, no. Because someone could call it with options, right? No, then I could do it this way, right? Because it'll always end up here, so it'll have the hint applied here. Right. So I was thinking exactly opposite. The nice thing is when you're exactly wrong, getting to the exactly right answer is just the inverse of it. Remove the class name though. Oh, did I not delete? Oh, thank you. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the transcoder output thing is still there, and that's not too surprising, really. Outstream. With open, outstream. If it's a file name, get a IO stream. It's a byte array. Java IO output stream. Byte array output stream. Sorry, once. I lost my place. There we go. Transcoding hints. Oh boy. This is a complete tangent. I did a workout at the bouldering gym this morning. So rock climbing, right? You have to really use your grip, and if I'm not careful, my fingers like cramp up like this. So I have to have to make sure I can keep typing. um I'm naively trying this for a second. Oh, that was just wrong. What did I just... there we go. Okay. Now it's just fields. Reference to fields. Okay. You type hinted it as always being a byte array. Okay, so let me oh yeah, no, that's a sorry, thank you for the catch, because it's an if. Right, if there's a file name, it's a Java IO. Otherwise, it's a byte array output stream. Is that correct? So there might be an issue at runtime. The common interface is Java IO output stream. So I could do output stream with the camel casing. And that is going to be true either way. Is that right? It's a file. Still need to add it on the 2-byte array call, which is going to be right here. Transcode in out or file name. Yeah, okay. Well, that Java IO output stream didn't work here. That would have to be like this, right? No. Class not found. So that yeah, that's not surprising. So there is no output stream. Did I typo? Output stream. No, that looks good. So there is, let's see here. Java.io. So it has an input stream. I don't filter output stream. Buffered output stream. Did I do a capital incorrectly? I believe ya. I just have to check. there's that. So is this a safe way to do this? So it's an output stream either way, but wouldn't it make... Should I not put the 2 hints on either branch of the if and then leave it out of the main body here? IO/output stream makes a file output stream in the case of a file. What am I trying to do here? Clojure.REPL. How do I do this? There we go. It attempts to coerce its argument into Java IO output stream. The default implementations always return a buffered output stream. If the argument is a string, it tries to resolve it first as URI, then as a local file name. URIs with file protocol are converted to local file names. So this should be okay. In the case of a file, the code returns a file name, otherwise it returns the bytes. Let's see. If file name, you get, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right, so excuse me. So these type hints should be okay, right? Like I'm not accidentally hinting an incorrect thing. This will be coerced into a normal output stream here. Any other case, it's a byte array output stream here. Okay, that's promising. That's good. File name. .2 byte array output stream. Oh, yeah, yes, I see. You're referencing this line of code here. The first taste of static typing. Think that works? Okay. Where's my load file? All right, so we're paring things down significantly. Now it's just all these references to fields. While I keep this up, just out of sheer dumb curiosity, I do want to run. Hey, Sheila, how's it going? I want to see what goes wrong when I run native image on this now with all of this additional stuff built in. I don't expect it to work properly, but I'm going to run that while I keep figuring out how to do this stuff. What's the status? Oh boy, so we solved a lot. Still not expecting to run properly. Yeah. Bork Dude and Doptimist and Green Coder, who I believe has left the chat, they've been helping me out. A dirty little secret of mine is I don't really know anything about Java, so fixing reflection issues beyond just basic primitive types with hinting has been a bit of a challenge for me, but we're making good progress, like Bork Dude says, with solving reflection issues. What I've done is for the rasterization library, I've forked it and I'm working on a local copy here, and I changed my SVG library to load its dependencies from my local copy. So anything I change in the Batik library here should, upon when I recompile it here, it should take in those changes. So that's what's going on. Isn't it easier to configure reflection properly rather than forking things? Maybe, but I will say for myself, either way, both of these methods are probably important for me to learn. Why do it the easy way? Here, I love doing things the easy way, but I want to, more often than not, know what the easy way is trying to achieve. You know what I mean? So I personally feel like this is a good learning exercise for me, so I'm not too beat up about it. So I'm gonna probably try both approaches out and just see how things go. And yeah, I do know that Bork Dude is right. Getting rid of reflection issues makes your code faster, or can make your code faster. So that's a win. We don't do things because they're easy. We do them because we thought they're easy. Love it. Well, I'm sure our friend Rich Hickey has some things to say about easy as a method. But I'm not gonna get into preaching all that today. I'm just really happy that I've got really helpful people in the chat teaching me a bit about Java and reflection and stuff like that. It's really helpful. By the way, found some nice tweaks to the reflection agent to make it work better for Clojure. Oh wow, that's cool. It's above my pay grade at the moment, I think. But I'm sure that'll be helpful. All right, reflection. I'm just quickly peeking at the link you gave me there. Oh, I've been to this GitHub before. You linked this yesterday, didn't you? Let's see. You can include config.json for classes that are reflected at runtime. Use this argument during native compilation. This is kind of a breakdown of what I was messing around with yesterday, at least in part, right? Looks like it. Cool. All right. So much good documentation. The filter.json is new. I'll give it a better look off stream, but thank you for that very much. Rather than using BorkDude as a filter, you can use tech. Yeah, that's almost certainly a more scalable approach for everyone involved. It'll get rid of the long list of false positives. Okay, that'll be really helpful because I'll try that method as well. Oh, there we go. So this here looks like it's not really doing much right now, but I'll let it run its course or complain about deadlocks or whatever it warns about. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to handle fields for a minute. Let's go to the one on the bottom because it's a less intimidating function. All right, let's see here. So the field get checked value cannot be resolved, and that's because it doesn't know what class the root element is. Have to go AFK for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, no worries, Bork Dude. I'm gonna be here for longer than 10 minutes, so if you're back, that's cool. But you do you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much. It's totally unnecessary and it's very helpful. So You've been super helpful. All right, and let's see here. I'm gonna try the naive thing first because, why not? If I get the root element of an SVG document, what does that give me? Can I cheat it? Can I just do this? I don't think that'll fix it. Oh, I also did something wrong. One second here. I'll have to go through this stuff again. Because I might be able to get rid of this. I'll have to, I'll read through it a little more carefully and clean it up, right? So that it's not just littered with unnecessary type hinting. That's not helpful either, so we'll get there. But I need to do this here. Let's see if that does fix it. It did. Although let me let me do this a smarter way. Maybe. Okay. So load file. Am I even looking at the right spot? I'm not. Okay. I don't think this will fix it, but let me just try to follow through here and understand what's going on. Yeah, no, that didn't. Okay, so, all right, so presumably here, right, I've got, well, let's see if I can do this. org.w3c.dom.document. I wonder if it's a node. See, I don't know. It could be any number of these. Like a document fragment kind of makes sense. I mean, let's see. Oh. No. Okay, this isn't what I thought it was. It's okay. Well, there we go. So I've been messing around over here, but I was trying to build a native image, and we've got a nice big chunk of issues, which is great. I mean, it's not actually great, but it's kind of cool. Let's see here. So the watchdog, no activity, deadlocks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not surprised. I'm not done fixing things yet, right? All right, let's see here. Oops. Oh, oop. There we go. Let's try to figure this one out. I have an SVG document. I'm getting the root element, which means it's probably an element type. So let's just mess around with this for a second. w3c.dom.document. Well, let's do element. Let's see what's up with that. I don't know. It's worth a shot though. Okay. So this root element becomes a DOM element. I mean, intuitively that kind of makes sense. Is it right? We'll find out. Okay. Reference to field get root element cannot be resolved. Get checked value can't be resolved. So this didn't do it. Can you run it with a debugger attached and just look at the types in those places? Or is it more complicated than that? I'll be honest, it might be as simple as that, but my knowledge of how to do that isn't is not great. I guess I could. One second. I'm thinking about what I might be able to do here. I could attach print lines in and just get the types out. Let's see if I can pull that off for a second here. So if I do this, let's get rid of this. Print line type root element. Let's try that. I have to remind myself what the render SVG string. Okay, let's load this. Okay, so the load succeeded. So let's def a as some SVG string for a second. Oh, I know. A is slurp. Oop. Users atom dev svg clj list out.svg. That should be an SVG string, right? That looks like an SVG string to me. Okay. Render SVG string A. Mac renderer. Also, where else did I... Well, that looks probably like what it is. I must have left a print line in there. Yeah, so the renderer is a Mac renderer because I'm on a Mac. Woohoo! Special. Oops. I goofed it. My life is just a mess of bad bad typing today. Just really glad my audience is patient with me, you know? All right. Let's run it again. Let's load the file again. Okay. Boosh. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so I've got anim.dom here. Let's just add this class into this here. And we'll use that to type hint and see what we can do. That would be, where are we at? Here, yes. Hat. Did it work? Let's find out. Looks like it did. All right, 49. Oh, maybe not. Ooh, bummer. Bummer. Get root element cannot be resolved. Do I have to add this to... Let's try again. I think that's progress. No, it's not. Not quite. I kind of thought that would work. I will be right back. Won't be long. Okay. Onward. All right, I am... like the list of reflection warnings is getting smaller, you know, compared to when I started the stream. So love that. Love seeing that. So it's a big win. Step in the right direction, to say the least. Okay. Now why? Just wondering, why would this not? Okay, so the line 49 is where I was experiencing an issue. I'm just, oh no, that's not correct actually. This would have, this one here actually should be org w3c, right? It should be this, I think. Losing my place. Need a hat on it. I don't. Right, so what I'm attempting to do. Oh, no, again, should do this here. Although I don't think this is. Later on, I want to kind of follow my way through the code, right? Because I thought that this would have already been type hinted on the way into this function. But if not, that's okay. It also didn't work, so. It did solve one problem, right? Come on, why? My keyboard shortcuts aren't working for me today. I'm just this here 49. If I put this here, then I reload this, that does not solve that problem. It does tell me SVG animated length. Okay, let's back up a few steps here. Let's get rid of these. Just do it one bit at a time. I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look at line 49. Reference to the field get root element cannot be resolved. So what I don't know is where get root element comes from. That's the problem I'm having at the moment. If I run the function that line 49 contains with a print line, I could actually, oh, let me print line two things here just to be safe. Let's print both the type SVG document and the type of the root element. See if that gets us anything useful. Okay, so the document itself is SVG OM document. So let's do that. SVG OM like that. We'll start here. So what I'm kind of wondering is this SVG OM document, it's a different class than this document. Maybe it's a what's it called? It's like inherits from it or something like that, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, the idea I'm going for here is to try this. Hey, welcome back, Bork Dude. I'm doing my best to try and figure out how to do stuff on my own here. Looks like we figured out one little problem. So Sheila JV asked if I could run with a debugger attached, and it said, is it more complicated than that? I said, I have no idea, but they made me realize that, I mean, I could actually just run the render function in this REPL here. Yeah, and that's right, Bork Dude. The print line type SVG document is exactly what I did right here. So I managed to pull myself together enough. Call the function from the REPL. Yeah. So what I did here, I have A as a whole actual SVG element. There we go. It runs successfully. Spits the file name out, and then these are the two things I was looking at. So what I might sort through later is, what I'm kind of wondering is if this class here, the general document class, is not necessarily the right one to be using in every case here, but that's something I can figure out later. So here, what line am I on? 48. Yeah. So here, right, I have eliminated a type hint, and so I'm getting, but let me load the file here. This issue here, reference to field get root element cannot be resolved. If I add this SVG OM document hint there to it, that goes away, so that's good. The return type hint was probably not needed. Oh, on presumably you're talking about these here, right? I think is what you meant. I'll leave them there. I'll try to get through some of these other ones, and I'll take them out and see what shows up again. Yeah. Because I wanna keep this ball rolling. Because this one, I figured out this one pretty much on my own. So it's a little small win for me this Friday. How did the native image compile end? How did it end? In failure. It's maybe Bork Dude, you've seen this. There's a, what do they call it? A sentinel or a watcher, right? It just timed itself out, and then the little error message is, this might mean you have deadlocks or something along those lines. So it did one of those. It just ran out of heap and shut itself off before it totally ran out of memory, I guess. So it was stuck. Here, let me start it again. I'll show you exactly what happened. I'll roughly explain what happened. Oh, never mind. I could just forget this noise. Let's cancel that. Here, I'll scroll up to see the little error here. Okay, here we go. Try to get this in here. Okay, so I'm losing the plot here. Sorry about this. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a watchdog. That I used the wrong word here. Okay, this here is what I'm looking at. So it ran, it goes up to setup, and then it sits at setup for a long time, and then eventually you get this big dump here. So image generator watchdog detected no activity. It can be a sign of a deadlock during image building, and then it dumps all the stack traces. And then I did not go into detail about, I didn't read in detail the stack trace, but this, I saw this a little bit yesterday as well. Depending on the things I added or removed from the reflect config JSON, sometimes this would happen, sometimes it wouldn't. Unfortunately, I have no idea what the cause is yet. I did not do a minimum reproduction of this issue, so I don't know what this is actually hinting at. And I didn't bother to go through this at the moment. But that's what happened while it was building. Okay, so getting closer to something. Oh man, it's raining pretty heavy outside. I'm glad I did my workout this morning already. Means I don't have to run in the rain. All right, where are we at? $52. Okay, reference to field get checked value on this whole thing can't be resolved. Let me try. The root element here has a different type. It's SVG OM SVG element. So let's see if I type hint that, if these fields will be there. Let's have a peek at that. Let's load that up. I didn't seem to fix that. Let's just sanity check this. I don't expect this to actually work, but nevertheless, let's just try it for a second. No, of course. Okay. See, I don't know where this came from. Get root element. That root element has this class or type, whatever. Before you call get checked value, print the. Oh, right. See, I'm thinking, because presumably the dot get width changes. Right, it's not the root element, or it's not that element anymore. What does get width return? That's the question. Of course, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I'm having one of those days. Copy that, please. Let's get rid of this now. Don't need it. Oh, wait a second. Let's use it. Why don't we? Type of, not the root element, but let's do type root element get width. Animated length. How do I type hint that? I don't understand the name of that either. That seems weird to me. Pull get width into a let binding. So that I can hint it right here. Is that what you're suggesting? So if I do this, hint width. Oops. I'll just get width like that. And I'll leave the height alone for now. And let's just do this to check, sanity check things here. Thread width dot get checked value. It's gonna make sense. We'll find out. This line number is 53, and I only see that error on 54. Hey, looks like it worked. A little bit ugly, but gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet or whatever, right? I'm not even saying things that make sense anymore. But I am making progress, and I'm happy with that. Okay, height. So that is also a length. Width and height, they're both distance calculations or whatever. Which means I should be able to do the same here. So just as a brief curiosity, I can't just throw a type hint like this, can I? No, because it's like a function. Yeah, that, I mean, I want to see what happens, but I don't expect this to work even a little bit. The thread macro does make it a little less easy to understand where the type hint should go. Oh, because this would actually, this should be, if I were to compile the threaded macro in my head, should be able to macro expand it, right? Macro expand one. What is this gonna look like? Oh, whatever. I'm too lazy to do it properly. It would look kind of like, it would be like dot get checked value of dot get height of root element, right? And then so you'd type hint what the root element is here, and then could you apply a type hint like that? Is that, yeah, it should be, because you're hinting the value that follows it. Yeah, making it in a let is way more readable, and that is the correct solution. I'm gonna just do it that way. Your advice is great. Okay, let's just then do height dot get checked value, and height is hinted up here. Okay, let's see if I did it right. Yes. Okay. Closer and closer. Okay. Final thing. Reference to field create renderer cannot be resolved. And this, I must admit, feels a bit like you're fighting against Clojure. Yeah, that's a fair criticism in this instance. because the type hinting, right, is not how do I say it? It's like if you're just writing Clojure, you don't usually throw type hints in there. The only other time I've done type hint related stuff is when I was trying to optimize a particular function that ran a lot in a big array, on a 2D array of data, I should say. So I was just trying to make that part a bit faster. In every other spot, I didn't really use it. But if you want to eliminate reflection, you do have to, help the compiler along a little bit. And it's fair to say it does feel like it's fighting the Clojure approach a bit, because it's not really how you start with Clojure anyway. But you know what? It's a great language. It's not perfect, just like I think probably every language. Although I will say this actually isn't too bad so far. Now I'm gonna briefly, since I see there's only 3 things showing up, I am gonna take those away and see if things are added back in. Nope. Okay, we're good. This style of programming is usually only needed to wrap a Java library to make it easy to use from Clojure. Yeah, that's Borgdude brings up a really good point. And I want to just point out that the native image that does exist on my, that I was able to compile, if I run it, svg-clj here, with an input, drawing.clj, and an output of an SVG file, it works no problem. Didn't have to solve any reflection issues at all. The only spot where I'm running into the reflection issues is when I'm trying to use the rasterizer, which is a Clojure library that is a wrapper over a Java library. So if you write your Clojure libraries with the restriction of using pure Clojure libraries, mostly anyway, then you probably don't have to do this kind of thing. So there you go, right? It's just you're hitting the boundaries of the general. It's interop stuff. Inevitably, there's going to be some chafing a little bit, I would imagine. So I just to point that out, the going from a CLJ file using my SVG library out to an SVG file is already working. So this is bonus learning content in some sense. But obviously getting a PNG render is really cool too, so I'd say it's useful. But Borgdude is completely right. This shows up mostly with wrapping stuff. And all right, here we are, trying to figure this bit out. Create renderer, reference to field create renderer can't be resolved. And I don't know how to do it. See, unfortunately, I don't know that I'll be able to wrap my head around proxy and what it's doing in the remaining time. But I'll see what I can learn. Let's have a little search forward for high quality What does high quality PNG transcoder return? Maybe we can rewrite it. Yeah, I'm just looking at where I could put a little print here to to cheat it a little bit. I'm going to do this here. Right, so transcoder here is derived, like it is one of the high quality things here. So I should be able to see that. No. Did I goof it? Also, just to clean up after myself, let me go get rid of other print lines that I don't need anymore. They're around line 45 to 50. These ones. Maybe I put this in. So the transcoder has no type, or I'm not understanding things. Come on. Dear brain, can you work, please? Transcoder. Type's already bound to another value. Oh yeah, look at that. And that. That makes sense. I just printed the transcoder directly. Oh, so I could do this. I mean, so I'm getting this whole gunky thing. I could do print line Clojure dot core slash type, and that gets rid of that problem. That was a good catch. It would have taken me a little bit longer to find that particular thing for sure. So I'm not sure what this is. Is this related to the proxy? Like, does the proxy set up some auto-generated class that is public or something like that? Is this related to the proxy is I guess my simple question. What you're seeing is the result of the proxy. It creates a subclass of something. Okay, okay. Like an anonymous class instance. Ah, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you. Okay. So that's not what I should be looking for. I mean, is it just a... Afraid you won't be able to type hint a call to a protected base method in a proxy. Like, is that a turn of phrase? Like you know that won't be possible, or you think it won't be possible? You know what I mean? There's a slight ambiguity there. Oop. Okay, well, for the sake of a little bit of wanting to see what happens here, I'm surprised the reflection allows you to call it at all. Create renderer method is protected and the proxy lets you access it, but you cannot reach it through reflection. Right, so if you can't reach it through reflection, how is this working? Whoop, see that graphical glitch? It's fun. Does GraalVM does it use compute shaders? Or the native image binary? Because I don't know if you saw that on the stream. I'm not sure. There was a graphical glitch across my whole screen. And I've not seen that until I've been running native image. I don't know. It's interesting. It's happening a bit. That's pretty cool. Right. So I wonder what will happen if I do... Hey, ooh, okay. So it's gonna, it will very likely finish building, and then I'm curious to see what errors pop up. The only problem is if this works, that's nice, except I still haven't quite... I mean, a problem that solves itself by just ignoring it isn't really solved, right? So this is still a mystery to me. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I don't know if it works yet. Just in general, what's the use case? What problems does it solve to make protected methods anyway? The author hacked around the protected method using proxy. Protected is sort of private. Right. There are more heavyweight ways to inherit from a Java class, I think. Okay, we've got a build artifact, like gen class. I bet there are... Man, it is getting noisy outside. All right, let me see what happens. Okay, so we got an SVG, no problem. Huh, okay. So no matching method get bytes found taking one argument for the class Java lang string. Okay. I guess that's right here. Or I thought it was right there. You need to change the BB Eden? Do I? Why is that? Sorry, I thought I covered all those bases before I started the stream. Let me check. Let's have a peek here. It has a check to only recompile the Uber jar when the sources have changed. Oh. But that doesn't work with local and root. You need to modify it a little. Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, let's hope that with the changes there, we can get something cooking. This is depths at Eden. All right, tasks. Okay, so I'm running this one here. I've removed the reflect config thing. It's the fs file system modified since call. Let me just reacquaint myself with this for a minute. That would be uberjar when modified since. Oh, source. Let me guess for a second. Yes, something like that. Oh, when true. Oh, yeah, that'll work actually. Then I'm not checking a bunch of directories and stuff. Good call. That'll work. Quick change and run it again. I did save this, right? Yeah. Good. Okay, so it did. Yeah, it did build the Uber jar just fine. That's good. And now let's see what's up. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I do expect probably to still see reflection issues with this, but if they're different reflection issues, that means something has been working. Almost there. Yep. Getting close. I hope we get something. That would be really fun. So, what would be the other ways around this kind of problem? Like, not asking everyone to solve the problem, but to give some Googleable hints or something like that, so I could start to figure it out on my own. Okay, the native image, the build failed. Why is that? This is new. Okay. Unsupported features in two methods. Class initialization of bridge Rhino interpreter failed. This one's for Oleg. Yeah, this these are new. I've not seen these before, so that's fun. So unsupported features, is that like you can use what it suggests there? Initialize at runtime to explicitly request delayed initialization of this class. Okay. Let's do it. No, I pressed the wrong button. Now I have to go find that again. Let's see, are there other... Unresolved element exception. Discovered an unresolved method during parsing. That's the Rhino interpreter stuff. Allowing complete class path. All right, well, let's do one thing at a time here. Okay, so that is a Graal option. So let's put it here. Does this option conflict with initialize at build time? No, I think it should be okay. Need both. Did I miss something? Use the option? There was one other option. Oh, what was it near the top here? Sorry. Let me comb through this more carefully. Use the option that. Okay. Rhino interpreter. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, good. Allowing complete class path. Is that what you were referring to? Sorry if I just missed it. Report exception stack traces. I'll leave that off for now because there's already enough information flying over my head here. Allowing complete class path. Okay. Once again, doing the wrong button. There we go. All right, let's give that a go. See what's up. Missing one dash. Thank you. Let's see what happens. Well, now that things are compiling, how's everyone doing? Hope in general things are going relatively well for everyone. It's been strange times and, you know, all this and that. I just, you know, nice. It's nice when people are doing okay, and I hope everyone's doing fine. Oh boy. Hope you're doing fine too. Yeah, thanks, Bork, dude. I appreciate that. Let's see. I've mentioned it on my stream before. I moved from Ontario to BC, so Vancouver. I live in Vancouver now. That was about 2.5 months ago. and I've been adjusting quite well to it. I really enjoy the city. It's a beautiful area. I can ride my bike a lot, which is really great. And I recently got my first vaccine dose, so that's good. Been staying in touch with family and friends in Ontario just fine. Everything's going pretty well overall, so yeah. On my end, things are pretty great. Got a membership to the climbing gym, so I can stay nice and fit climbing up the rocks. Another fun thing. Vancouver seems like a nice city. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite cities that I have managed to live in. There's there's a lot of nice green space, a lot of parks. The roads are like there's always decent biking paths and stuff like that. Not quite like the Netherlands. Like the Netherlands has there's the road, then there's the sidewalk for pedestrians, and then there's the lane for bicycles. And you see that not literally everywhere, but in a lot of places it's quite easy to get everywhere by bicycle. It's not quite like that in Vancouver, but people are really used to cyclists, so so the culture around cycling is nice here too. The danger of volcanoes in BC though, you know, is there actually danger of volcanoes in BC? Certainly not in Vancouver. Apparently there's earthquake potential, but you know, I'm just gonna I'll take the dangers. They feel worth the trade-off so far. All right, we got a build. Let's see what's up. SVG works no problem. PNG. Ooh, another stack trace. Love to see it. Don't love to see it, but it's part of the process. Okay, let's see. Sax 2 driver. Sax parser not found. Yeah, Oleg is Oleg there at all? Oleg, what was the screen name? Sheila JEV. Sheila Jev. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Yeah, not sure if Oleg's still here. I don't. Okay, so there's XML. Yeah, a bit. Oh, if you're busy, you can't help that. Like, no one is under any obligation to help, by the way. Oh, what language is that? Is that Russian? Now pronounce that. I can't. I won't even attempt to. Sorry. Oh, charge Oracle for the time. Ooh. Oh, but yeah, Bork, dude, you mentioned a little bit about the XML library stuff yesterday, very briefly. It's in your job description? I don't want to be the cause of anyone's frustration or problem. My problems are mine to solve. If people can help out, it's nice, but no one's under any obligation. But if it's your job, I mean, I guess no obligation from me. Add a class that touches Sax parser somewhere. Okay. That's the simplest. if the XML stack isn't found, that would be the reason to do it. I'm gonna tangent for a second and run another thing as well. Perhaps this is the result of the remaining reflections. It could be. It should, by default, when the analysis finds something touching it. Okay. Out of curiosity, thank you for the tips. I'll get on that in a moment. I'm gonna run Uber with agent. The reason is I want to see what what the reflect config builds out as well. So I'm going to run that, and then I'll keep going with your explanations here. So let's do bb run Uber with agent. That should generate a new reflect config. Let's see here. If something uses XML, it'll get included. Do the exclude thing. Can you try filter JSON? Yeah, I'll try that. It says better results. That Borg dude linked. Yeah, filter. We want filters. Okay, I'll give that a shot. Please specify an input file. Oh, it generated. I will try that. Yeah, because this has all the Clojure stuff, bunch of stuff you don't need. That's exactly what we would filter. Okay, let's give it a shot. Where was that again? Every Clojure thing ever, yeah. Oh, you need to give it a PNG output. Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Oh, I'm wasting time. All right. Where was your link? Filter.json. Google it. Good call. There we go. Oh yeah, the good old printer. That's so funny to me. Reflection. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find where the filter JSON is. I'm so sorry. Oh, this is what you were saying? The exclude thing? But I am so sorry. I'm filter.json. This is the one. There we go. Thank you. Okay, to prevent false positives, you can use a caller-based filter. To invoke the agent, you'll need to run your program, add this. Okay, native image agent equals... Okay, so... Oh, I see. There we go. This is making sense. So I just add this into the proper spot Okay. Here we are. Caller filter file equals, yeah, I'll get the filter JSON in just a moment. Comma, config output, good to go. Save that. Let's make filter.json pastorino. Please, please, computer, I want you to work. I don't know why that didn't work. Oh, computers. Out of curiosity, it's not actually the computer's fault. It's just me being a little tired today. It's one of those PEBCAC problems. Problem exists between chair and keyboard. As in me. Exclude classes, svg clj dot. If I have a dash in the Clojure namespace, do I have to put an underscore here? Or would it be with a dash? Don't exclude my library? No? Why? So that's fine. Why would it be a problem to exclude my library? It's false positives. Oh, okay. I got you now. It's unnecessary to do that. But you do need to trace mine in case. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for saving me from myself. Okay. Oh, it looks like I still have a print line somewhere in there. Oops. Just for a moment, I'm gonna be okay with that. Let's open up the reflect and see what shows up here. So there's this thing here, right? This is that proxy stuff that ends up showing up here. Java-lang string. I'm a little bit surprised that this shows up in here still, but that is maybe because I'm just not understanding exactly what's needed. The sax parser's in there now. I mean, that looks pretty good. Let's see if it works. I just have to double check here. Build native, but I want to do it with okay, this is the one with reflect config. No other options set. Let's try to run that. BB native image with reflect config. A very verbose task name. Surprise, maybe some other parts still reflecting on string. That's true, it could be. I need to skip the Uber jar now? Oh, the proxy classes are auto-generated. Oh, okay. They won't match those in the reflection config anymore. That actually is helpful because I was running into some weird issues. I was trying to save reflect configs from one build to another, and that answers why some of those things would go wrong. Good to know. Okay, so to skip that, well, now I have to run it again, I guess, or not? Let's see. Yeah, because it now it rebuilt that. So if I run this, yeah, it did not. There we go. Regen, forgot that. Okay, it didn't rebuild the Uberjar, which is what we needed. Okay, still erroring out. Okay, reflection config. To allow unresolvable reflection. Oh, I have to add that back in. Okay. I mean, I'll try this. What time are we at here? Ooh, I gotta get going soon, but I'll keep modeling a bit. What, GraalVM? Uh, 11. And GraalVM 21. It should find that. Okay. Hmm. Java-lang reflect method not found. Yeah, that still exists as a problem. I suspect just trying to let it keep going won't actually help here. What happened? I got this. So after I built the reflect config with the filters, look away for like 2 minutes. I'm trying my best here, man. What went wrong? Where's, let me see. I'm trying to pull up the latest error. Can you remove initialize at build time? I don't know. That was there from. Yeah, you need it for all Clojure projects. Okay. Okay, then don't do it. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna once this build finishes, I'm gonna run it again without this incomplete class path thing. I guess that's not. Where'd it go? Yeah. I might have approached this with a bit of naive optimism at the start of the stream, thinking, okay, just fix all the reflection issues and things will be totally fine. Now, in fairness, next time choose a JSON library or something. Yeah. Hey, you know what? But sometimes you got to dive in on the deep end, right? Figure it out as you go. I didn't know that this would end up happening, to be totally honest. I tried it and it's more work than I thought it was. But hey, that's fine. Let me just see what errors this spits out now. Works with SVG, as we all know. Oops. Yeah. Come on. Same problem. Yeah, so if I save this, let's try. I'll show you. I'm gonna rerun the Uber, so it's an Uber jar. It builds. You added those options, right, for JavaScript? What century is that? What the hell is this library? I don't know, man. Let's see here. This was the rasterized one. I grabbed it because it was quick and easy. Hiccup's hiccup. Sigh is sigh. Everything else is just XML, Clojure stuff, and Hawk, which I don't actually need. I could get rid of it, but that's not really part of the issue here. If I do now this is going to fail quickly. Isn't it? Yes. Right, so here, this is what I'm running into. Error parsing reflection configuration. Whoops. Java lang reflect method can access, not found. That's the problem I get when I run the native image without the allow incomplete class path option. Maybe put reflect config generation as part of the build. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Things are so messy right now. That's okay. I can clean it all up as I learn. Let's see. No, I'll leave that the same there. This is really not something that even sounds like it's easy to make work under the closed universe assumption that says all bytecode needs to be seen during the build. Well, it is very possible that I got in over my head a little bit here, but I just want to explore, you know? Shield. This is luckily not like a, if this doesn't end up working at all, it is okay, so. But it's fun to explore. It's an interesting problem. It's a little bit unfortunate because I'm so fresh with a lot of this stuff that I am maybe not as helpful as I could be in explaining things that are going wrong as they're going wrong. But here I am doing it anyway. Right. Lost track of things here. Yes. So I'm just going to copy this and then modify away anything I don't need. Shell. We got far enough. If it doesn't work, we can blame JavaScript. Perfect. You need to do it with the PNG in order to trace the correct code paths. Right, so I have to run this with do I want to just hard code it there? Is that gonna work? Just for now. Yeah, that's not this shell function, is this a psi thing or like this is a custom function with the tasks? I don't have to, because a Clojure shell call, you have to separate these out like this, right? But you don't have, you can do it all as a single string, right? That's, I'm just checking that. It tokenizes it. Oh, perfect. Thank you. That is a little bit nicer, I think. It's more intuitive anyway. The shell function in Clojure confused me initially before I figured out that you just have to put the strings out on your own like that. Okay, let's try this. I think now I can make this depend on uberjar again because it'll build the uberjar, then it'll run this, generating the reflect, then it should run that, right? Yeah. I keep saying the things you're typing like right as right as you bring it up. What a great long task name. I love it. All right. What time are we at? Oof, I gotta get going soon. I think if this compiles, I don't know what problems will arise. Oh wait, it shouldn't, right? This should still have that reflection issue. I think this will fail. Yeah. Yeah. I have to go soon, but I kind of want some logical thing to start poking at next and figure it out from there. This class is there. The reflection config suggested it in the first place. Yeah, that is that's this. I mean, what happens if I just do a cheeky delete? I don't expect this to fix anything. It will break Clojure reflection? Yeah, okay. Maybe there was the call to find it, but the class was not there. Like class 4 name blah is null. It's Java lang. If you're suffering, blah, 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 you might need it. Yeah. Wait, so this here, name reflect, it says dot accessible object in there, methods, name, can access. So that's a bit different than what this is placed here. So the snippet you linked, it's like this. Methods, name, can access, and then it does not list the parameter types. It's just like that. Not sure that that makes a difference, but it is different than on the notes here. Try remove the parameter from the config. I mean, I'll try this for a second. Let me now I have to not call the Uber jar anymore. I have to not do this anymore. I have to just run this with the existing reflect. You're just doing the things I say before reading what I say. Let me just check. I have the Uber jar. I have modified the reflect config that was generated from that Uber jar. So I can't run the Uber jar task because it'll recompile and the proxy will change. I also, oh, I guess it doesn't, no. I can't run this either because it will overwrite the reflect file that I just made manually. So I need to call it this way as is. That should work. Yes. Well, let's see what happens. If this flops in 2 seconds, that's a bit of an unsatisfying way to end the stream. But if this builds an image, but still fails, that I'm running short on time. So if we get a build, that'll be the last thing I do for the day. Well, I'll test it and see what falls down. But we'll go from there. Oleg, out of curiosity, would you know why when I'm running native image I get graphical glitches on my screen? Like I get it looks like the GPU is being fully utilized or something, and so I'm getting graphical errors. I don't know, maybe it's just... Oh, the word degenerate was auto-modded for a second there. Draws so much power from the system, other things start to degenerate. Could be. Oh, man. Okay, it made it to analysis. The Rhino thing again. Oh, well, I forgot to include this. Let's just do this. Let's copy those back in and try it one more time. Yeah, let's start. GraalVM is so amazing, except that we're just gonna complain about the power usage all the time instead. Oh, so like you actually can't run the native image when it's on battery power? Like it needs the wattage from the AC adapter, I'm guessing. Okay, so I'm just gonna try. If it uses Rhino somewhere, it won't work at runtime. Okay, that's good to know. I will look into that later. This is the last thing I'm gonna try for the end of this stream, but it'll just stop working with a black screen for a while. It parallelizes very well. GraalVM, you mean? It'll eat all your CPU and mem. Part of me thought, because I was getting the graphical issues, that it like ran a compute shader on the GPU. It's like Bitcoin mining, but for building CLIs. So it won't make me as much money, but it's a better use of my CPU cycles? I don't know. Yeah, so it is not surprising that a native image build will use a lot of CPU and memory. That isn't surprising to me at all. Mining Bitcoin for Oracle. Yeah, that's the the plot twist of it all is that GraalVM is it's actually just running Bitcoin miners. I highly doubt that there's enough GraalVM usage that could be worth that could be competitive in any sense. Yeah, no, it won't actually make you any money. Better to make CLIs than try to mine Bitcoin, right? Isn't all the money in that in speculation anyway? CLIs are more fun. You know, this is more fun than money. I will mostly agree. I mean, in the sense that having money is a nice thing, but wait until GraalVM becomes the default compiler in OpenJDK. That'd be cool. Surprised it has come so far. Yeah, so I added back in this here. Ooh, look at that. The mouse is crawling. I mean, with the reflect config. Yeah. I mean, it made it past analysis. That's a bit of a hurdle. You can limit the threads and memory. Yeah, there's it's similar to when you launch a JVM with like you can launch it with command line flags for like yeah JXM yeah. And there's also a CPU parameter. Well, fortunately for the stream, I stream from a second computer, so if this thing totally tanks, the stream at least is still there. Okay, we've got a build artifact. Okay, so how badly this falls over is what it is. This is going to be the last thing I do. Then I do have to get going, and it'll be it for my stream there. But let's give this a try before I give up for the day. Yeah, SVG works, no problem. Let's check the errors on this one. Again, no one is surprised to see this, but it's all part of the fun. Okay. Yeah, the Rhino stuff again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, native image builder is a normal Java app. You can control it with XMX, etc. Right. That makes sense to me. Was it the same class you already had in the args? Yes, I'll double check it though. Here we go. Highlighted the option there, and let's have a little look here. Rhino interpreter, bridge, Rhino interpreter. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So, unfortunately, this stream's ending with a bit of a fizzle, not so much a bang, but I'm gonna say this was even with the huge screen of error messages, I had a great time. This is a huge success. I had a stack of reflection errors like this. With good help, we narrowed it down to only 3 proxy related things. This was a ton of fun. Yeah, and we can blame JS now. Is that really the you know what? We'll blame JS. I'm okay with that. It's the weekend, you know. We could we'll deal with that later. Blame JavaScript. Yeah, I do want to thank Doptimus, Bork Dude, Green Coder, and Oleg. Sheila is the screen name here. For the great help. I learned a ton already about how to kind of fix up some wrapper libraries. A little bit of improvement in my GraalVM understanding. So much more for me to learn, but I had a fantastic time. Just kidding, we love all the languages. You have to say it when working on the Graal team. Yeah, isn't that kind of the point in some sense of Graal? Not the only point, but Graal has like a few different language targets, right? I think there's Python, JavaScript, JVM, so any Java JVM based language theoretically. Isn't there like an internal language called is it Truffle for Graal? Something like that. Polyglot. Yeah, that's the yeah. The polyglot stuff is very intriguing to me. It seems really cool. Truffle is the interpreter framework. Okay, they're not targets, they're runtimes. Oh, okay. That was just a misspeak on my part, but yeah, fair enough. They're runtimes. Yeah. You can, for example, run JS in the terminal with Graal JS dash dash JVM. I'm pretty sure it'll be the JS engine from GraalVM. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to look into that. Bork dude, one thought. Yeah, yeah. Lay it on me. Perhaps this library is using an old Apache version. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Maybe there are newer ones. Maybe it's a worthy project. Yeah, I mean now, boy oh boy, all kinds of things to explore, huh? Rewrite it to use GraalJS instead of Rhino. My goodness. You know what? I like the sound of that. I don't know that I'm capable at the moment, but I make no promises. I'm just very intrigued. I said I was going to get going, but now I am curious about versions and stuff like that. .14 looks like the I mean, it looks like there's a bit of version change here, but we're still on one major, so yeah, 1.14. I mean, initialize it with no Rhino. I'm going to open up my notes file here for a second because I no longer have time to actually try these out, but I do want to keep track of your suggestions here. So next project, don't use this Clojure wrapper. Do the interop directly. Get rid of the old stuff. Yeah, that Bork dude sounds like that sounds like a great idea actually. What was I looking for again? Notes. Where did I put my notes file? There we go. It's a messy notes file, to say the least. Let's do Graal native image stuff. Okay, let's see. What do I have to put here? Rewrite it in Rust. Drop Clojure, use Kotlin. Oh boy, we're reaching that part of the stream where I have to completely change all of my decisions entirely. Let's see here. Try new Batik version. See if it's possible to eliminate Rhino. Batik, no Rhino, or something. Let's see here. I think those are good starting points. Oh, yeah, thank you. Recreate rasterize functionality with my own interop. That's the word I was looking for. Again, I remembered the word and then it showed up in the chat. It's ridiculous. There's a thing called substitutions. I don't know what that is. Not a story a Jedi would tell you. All right, that's gonna be it for me. Being assimilated to Bork. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna take my work one day at a time. Use substitutions from Graal to hack around a Clojure reflector issue when it couldn't handle the method handle stuff. Okay, so it's a which is a Graal feature. There we go. It's like an overlay for the classes in your app. You can sort of make classes look however you want. Oh, okay. Sounds powerful and potentially messy and potentially awesome all at the same time. I love it. All right. For real this time, I am going to get going. I just want to say one last time before I head off for the weekend, thank you all so much. This has been a ton of fun. I really appreciate it. I'm going to, I think, kind of wrap up what I've learned in a more concise way because I feel like this could be helpful for other people trying to work on stuff in the future. I want to delve in and try to solve things a little more carefully as I go so that I have something conclusive to say, but we'll get there. We'll get there one day. All right, everyone have a great weekend. Thank you all so much. Lovely stream. Yeah. It was great. I will be back on Monday. I don't know if I'll be doing Graal stuff then, but I post what I do on Twitter a lot of the time. So take it or leave it. Have a good one, everyone. And I am on my way.